Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Storytime with Zach. Today, we're going to be reading another fantastic Dr. Seuss classic, The Lorax. Has anyone watched the Lorax movie? Because I have. It was such a great movie, and this book is such a good book, too. Do you want to read it with me? Sure. Then let's do it. Ooh, something spooky.
Oh, is there something spooky?
At the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells so and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing, excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the grickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives here. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkin on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkin coat under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled move. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of the rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes the most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in the snuff, his secret strange hole in his gruvulous grub. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper-ma-phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone.
Ooh.
Down slips the whisper-ma-phone to your ear. And the old Oncer's whispers are not very clear, since they had to come down for a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose.
Ooh.
Now I'll tell you, he said with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days where the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the clouds were still clean and the song of the swami swans ran out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright colored tops of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits.
Ooh. Those cute barbaloots.
From the redulous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around.
Love those humming fish.
But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The tusk of their tusks was much more softer than silk. And they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
I felt a great, great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart.
Oh, boy.
In no time at all, I built a small chop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop.
Oh, no.
And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft top. And I knitted a need. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something popped out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and maunchy and spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset and he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed to find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You could use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on the very next minute that proved he was wrong. For just that moment, a guy came along, and he thought that the sneeze I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. Ha ha! You poor idiotic guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried a Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy. I told him, shut up if you please.
Ooh.
I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Finish, turn left at Weehawken, and sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all at the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees.
Oh, no.
That greedy old Onceler.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, baby, oh, how my business would grow. And chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker.
I can see that. Look at all those axes.
We were making things 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. He said, I am the Lorax who speaks through the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I am also in charge of the brown barbaloots, who playing the shade in their barbaloot suits and happily lived in truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round, and my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I all watched him go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads of the sneeze I shipped out. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more sneeze, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs.
Oh, boy.
Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when the old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed, he sneezed and he suddenly started to slip. Onceler, he cried with a crofulous crow. Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing to a smog in his throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you smogged up around here. That's more, said the Lorax as Dander rose up. Let me say a few words about Gluppity-Glub. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making Gluppity-Glub, also Schloppity-Schlop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty little Onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hum. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I sending them off under futures dreary, they walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering, biggering, and biggering, and biggering, turning more truffula trees into things which everyone needs. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came the snicketing smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Now all that was left underneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax had nothing, just gave me a glance. Just gave me a very sad backward glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I never forget the grim look on his face when he said himself and took leave of this place for a hold in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that Lorax left here in this mess There's a small pile of rocks at the one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. I was long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. For the years, while my buildings were falling apart, I worried about it with all my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the world of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So catch, calls the Onceler. You let something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack, then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. The end. So, what lesson is this story for?
That's a good question. What do you think, Zachary?
Well, since the Onceler was being greedy in the middle of the story, he was making greedy corporate interest. So, I guess that he was ruining the environment.
Oh. Is that something that makes you happy or something that makes you feel sad?
No. So,
What do you think? Is that something, if we do that on our planet, is that something that makes you feel happy, destroying the environment, or something that makes you feel sad?
That's something that makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the forest to die, and those who haven't watched the Lorax movie, you wouldn't know if the Lorax actually came back. But those who have watched the Lorax movie, the Lorax did come back. So if...
You want to say thanks for watching?
Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice evening. Mwah!